So welcome back to Youth Force, everybody. So good to see all of you here today. You have come for a very special weekend. We are going to talk about love, sex, and relationships. Okay, so we have a very interesting line of panels today. And I'm not sure if you all have seen the ads and the pictures sent to all of you. You get to see them in real life today. But maybe I can just get the panel just sit up on stage first. And as I just pray for the session to start. Yeah. So maybe y'all can just come up first. I'll introduce y'all slowly later. Okay, let's give it up. Let's give it up to them, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so before I introduce all of these beautiful faces, let's pray for the session, shall we? Lord, we thank you for today, and we thank you for bringing all of us up here and for keeping all of us safe and healthy to come for this talk and discussion with our panels. Lord, I pray, God, that as we discuss, as we talk, God, that your presence will be with us, that you'll give us new insights and things to really take home, Lord Father, and just really see your love through our discussion today as well. So I just want to commit the session into your hands. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, so as you all know, we are on the series of... Wow, not bad. You all remember. Good job. Okay, so yes, we are on a series of Twisted. And this week, we're going to be talking about love, sex, and we added one more, relationships. Okay, because we've been receiving a lot of your anonymous questions on relationships. So we added that in as well. And today's topic is really challenging the idea of, how twisted information has become, or, the world has seen love as, love equals to sex. Okay? So we're trying to have a discussion with our panel today to find out more and to just really take home something today. Okay? So before we get started into the discussion, let me introduce to you our beautiful panel. They're all sitting very awkwardly, thinking, what am I going to say? So we have, first of all, Jackie and Jason here. Hello. Later we get them to speak, okay? Introduce themselves more. We also have Tommy Tai. Yeah, and we also have your leader, Faith Lim. Yeah, okay, so maybe just to get things started and to, really have that discussion, we want to get to know you a bit better first before we listen to what you have to say lah. Okay, so maybe you can tell us your relationship status. Okay, relationship status, and then how you all met your partners if you are married or in a relationship. Okay? Can? Okay, y'all can go. Hello?
I go first.
Oh, okay, yay!
Yeah, you are. Hello, I'm Faith. I'm in a relationship with Jojo. His name is Joe. He's 28, I'm 25. Did I have to say that? I don't know.
Yes.
How we met? We met at a life game. It's like a camp where we combine churches to plan together and attend together. At that time, we were both dating two different people. That was, I think, 6 years ago. Then we started talking 2 years after that only. So we've been chatting for 4 years. And then we only started dating last year.
Wow.
Really had to take our time.
History.
Yeah.
History. Okay,
Tell
next.
me your story, Tommy.
You purposely say until so detailed so that you can know my details.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm married with one wife.
Yay.
I'm very proud of that. And I have one son. Hopefully working for more.
Oh.
What else? How I how I met my wife in church.
Yay!
Yeah, just a different congregation, the Chinese and English. Yeah, I'm in the English, she's in the Chinese, but we are both Chinese. Yeah,
Okay.
just in case you all don't know. Yeah, what else? What else do you want to know? Oh, how long did I date? 4 years.
Wow.
Yes. Then, how long have you been married? 6 years.
Wow.
So yeah, same girl for 10 years.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, 10
why
years.
not many people? Why you all like, huh? Tommy, 10 years with one girl. Apa lah? Don't sian one meh? Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah. So what else more? That's all right. Okay, thank you.
If y'all didn't know, Tommy is one of the worship leaders downstairs at the English main service. If y'all never go down before, we have a service downstairs.
Not literally like down lah, but like, yeah, the ground
Main
floor.
sanctuary.
Ground floor, yeah.
Okay? Again, next.
Wonderful. So, she will correct me every time I go wrong. So I think we met in school. We were
Wow.
friends for 3 years.
Wow.
We dated for 3 years. We got engaged for 1 year, and then we got married. So it's been almost 20 years.
Wow.
Please check. So we have gone through quite a bit. We have 2 kids. They are 12 and 10.
Woo.
And they're home alone right now.
Oh.
Yep.
Yay. Thank you. So we have a very interesting lineup of panels today. Yes, I'm aware we don't have a single panel who is single. You get what I mean? Yep. But I represent. Yes. So let's jump right into all the questions that y'all have been anonymously asking. Don't worry, we still don't know who you are. So we're gonna first break this into 2 parts, okay? So we're gonna talk about love and relationships first, and then we talk about sex. Sex, just say it, okay? It's okay. So if y'all have more questions on all of these, y'all can scan the QR code and then add them into it, and then our team will let me know what questions are y'all curious about. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into love and relationships first. Okay, so you know how just now when I said that now the world has sort of like twisted the idea that love is now equals to sex, right? So maybe just wanting to find out as a start from all of you, and we maybe can start with Jackie and Jason first. Of the question of what is love to you? Now they're very experienced, right? Got preteen kids, many years together. What? Coming to you first? Next year? Oh. Teenager already. Yeah. So what is love to you?
Hi, I'm Jackie. Good morning. Morning still, yes.
Morning.
Yeah. Just a quick introduction because I didn't get to, yeah. So I met him back in school. Very much like you guys here back in the teenager age. What was love back then? I don't know. A lot of chemistry, a lot of kababom here, a lot of emotions here and there. Yeah, that's what I expected. But as we evolve through the years, and now 20 years married now, please don't count. I try very hard not to look that way. What is love and relationship now? I think having gone through, later you'll hear from the rest, it's not so sexy lah now. It's called communication and commitment.
Wow.
Yeah, so should start from there, a bit more exciting, and then come to my stage, a bit more mature, like wine. Then
But they need to know the end goal.
Right. Okay. The end goal is really for both of us. I would say we married each other's best friend. So that really helps to grow old together. That was my criteria, my selection criteria was to be best friend with my boyfriend. At that time, I have no idea whether the boyfriend is going to mature into husband, therefore father of the kids, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's my version, and over to you guys.
Maybe a follow-up question would also be, and anyone can answer this, what do you value in a relationship? And any point of time as well. Faith, you want to share? Or Jason, you want to add on to whatever?
Adding on to that, I think when you put love and sex together, of course, it's not equal, right? For me, love is a very broad view of things, right? Sex is part of it, right? Commitment is part of it, responsibility, and all that. It's like looking at a car and saying the engine is most important. It's not. With a car with a very nice engine with no tires, don't work, right? So love is a very big component. Sex is part of it, relationships, maturity, a lot of things.
Yeah.
We can't break that down in 5 minutes, but that is that,
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the other question?
What do you value?
At that time, like what she was saying, the friendship was important. There is chemistry, of course, but the friendship, because we were friends for very long. And after a certain point, then you see, there's no other friend like that.
Like that.
And you want to take it to the next level. Yeah, right? So you know that the friendship is there, and chemistry, and all the other little things, So when you are that young, you don't know all the answers. So half of it is, okay, this may work, may not work. Let's give it a go and see how, right?
Okay. Maybe one more from either Faith or Tommy. What do you value in a relationship?
You don't answer. For me, I'll answer the first one first because I think to me that's quite important.
Okay.
For me, my standard of love is really Jesus lah. If my boyfriend cannot love me or strive to love me like Jesus, then he's cannot lah.
Oh. Standards, girls.
Like, in the marriage, how? How? Girls, how? Yeah, so have your standard up there lah.
Wow.
The other question was, what do I value? I value healthy communication and honesty. I think when you can be honest with yourself, you can be honest with your partner. So, and you can communicate that as a super plus one. Yeah.
Wow, so good. You're taking notes. I can see some of y'all like typing. Good job, y'all. Train well. So okay, thank you for all your thoughts. I think the next question we really want to dig your stories a bit is what you wish you knew about relationships when you guys were teenagers. Some of y'all not very long ago. Some of y'all still not very long ago actually. Still. So what you wish you knew. Or maybe for y'all is also what you wish your kids would know about relationships. Yeah. Or maybe Tommy just not never say, now you can talk.
I'm still training my son to poop on his own. If I talk to him about relationship right now, he just give me a weird look like, okay, okay, I talk
what
my
you
own
wish,
lah. Okay,
yeah.
what I wish, I would wish that the end goal of a relationship is actually to get married, Yeah, because if not, you are just going around trying to get that very lovey-dovey feeling. Then after a while, it just go off, and then that's why you hop to another relationship and another relationship and another relationship, because the end goal is never to get married. So you never stick to one partner. Yeah, I think that's so. If for my son, of course, it's easier said than done lah. When you see another a person of a different sex, you like the person. It's very hard to, if then someone, wow, both of you like each other, then like that. Yeah, but like I said again is I would have wished that I knew actually in a relationship the end goal is to get married. Then, okay, truth to be told, I won't hurt the other people also, because it doesn't work. Then okay, so or I wouldn't be hurt as well. Yeah.
Wow, good insight. So having marriage in mind at the very beginning of it as well. Any thoughts from the experienced married?
I think what I like, well, if you put it, what I would like my daughter would know is because what's put out there is what you see right now is social media,
Yep.
Hollywood, and movies. So that's very the first thing that you they get an impression from. And the first thing I like to say is that's wrong, right? Totally off. I was just watching the making of Top Gun, and you see the background of what it really takes to fly the plane. The actors can't fly planes, by the way, right? Cessna only, not a Hornet. So Hollywood bigs it up, this romantic idea and all that. So I'd like people to know, or my daughter to know, that that is not real. Again, love is a big component. There are little parts to it, So that is that one thing.
Okay. Yeah, so then, with all this said, right, then a lot of us must be thinking, and it's definitely one of the questions that was asked as well, like, so many things to consider, like so hard lah. So then how do I know if that person is the one I'm supposed to marry? So one of the questions is how to know if I have met the right person. So maybe we want to get Tommy to share as well. Did you have any experiences on this? And maybe the ultimate question is how you know your wife is going to be your wife, or you made that decision.
I sure got experience. If not, why she's my wife?
Yeah. Yeah, because just now you said I wish I knew.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, for my relationship, okay, not I cannot generalize it, is because okay, I won't, all the things that I say is I'm not generalizing anybody or whatsoever. So it's just a reference, okay, reference. So when my wife and I got together, okay, we at the start, actually, to be frank, both of us also not really sure we can or not. And then for me, I quite sadly, I've been through few relationships and I have my fair share of hurt lah. So actually, my wife came in. I also see first lah. Yeah, really seriously, because being hurt before. Then one thing, what happened was I just started my business. So I was not earning a lot, like very little lah, or even maybe near to none at all. But then she said something to me. She said she would journey with me. Wow, I was like, wow, like in the movie, you hear this thing, I'll go with you. You jump, I jump, that kind of thing, right? So I was like, I was taken aback. Like, wow, really? Then after that, she proved it. Then I knew already she's the one already. Of course, if you ask me, this past 10 years was like a smooth sailing journey. No. We had our fair share of fights and arguments and things like that. But because of that, in my case, at least for my part, I think that whatever happens, she's worth it. Yeah, that's for me. Yeah, so that's why, after 4 years of courtship, then we got married lah. Yeah, of course. Then after that, I'm not trying to promote, but I think the marriage counseling is very good. You'll be asked questions that you don't dare to ask each other, which sometimes you're like, oh, better, never mind, then you just sweep it under the rug. So then you sweep under the rug, you remain under the rug. So one day, accidentally open the rug, that's where all HELL break loose, that kind of thing. HELL, hell. Yeah. So, but because of that, how she journeyed with me at the start, I really felt that she was worth it. And then, nobody is perfect, ma. So just, whatever happens, we'll still be together. Yeah. So it's not like, sorry, maybe I just add a bit. Maybe sometimes you hear, you pray at the time, God will open your eyes, then you see, then the person will glow one. I get this kind of comment. Well, I see so long, nobody glow one, unless those girls are under the light. Of course, they glow. Then if takkan one guy there, then the guy glow, then I get married the guy, man. Right? Yeah. So yeah, so anyway, yeah. So but of course, not trying to say that whatever people tell you, you just shrug it off. You take it as a reference. Okay. But I think in the end of the day, you know one. You really know one. Because there's also 6 love languages, right? Right? Did I say correct? 6, right? Or 5? Hey, why got 6 one in my mind? Okay, never mind. 5 love languages. Maybe I come up with my own. Yeah, so everybody's love language is different one. So maybe, whatever people say, wow, that's why I know she's the one. They're like, huh? That thing, no lah, Then this one for me is words of affirmation. So that was the words of affirmation. Dear, I will be with you. Don't worry, you can do it. Wow, like suddenly I can become the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Then when I heard that, yeah. So for me, the love language hit me is my hot button, and then yeah. Sorry, hopefully I didn't share too much. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's really like the end goal that we all want to look at, right? Like at the end of the day, you really want someone to be able to journey with you, through in sickness or in health. I don't know my vows because obviously I'm not married. Well, yeah, okay, but maybe, right? I mean, we are all still young. I say we, right, Jay? We're all still very, very young. Teenagers here. Maybe I'm not sure if any of you have any advice, now that, of course, now maybe too young yet to get married, right? But like in terms of like dating, right? How to know this person is someone I want to, pursue, like continue on. Like, did y'all have any like, criteria before that? As a, she raised up hand super like, yes, Jackie.
Yes, I have plenty. I'm sure all of you got plenty. And you wonder whether the criteria is realistic or not. For myself and Jason, we are each other's first love.
Wow.
And that was also my prayer. I became a Christian when I was like 14, and I met him when I was form 6. Umur berapa itu saya tak ingat.
18.
17 like that lah. Of course, when I met him, I thought like, okay, handsome ni. Tapi he's younger than me. I was like, no lah, I want somebody older than me who can take care of me. But at the end, we became friends and where we are right now. But anyway, for me, because I put that criteria and says, I'm quite careful. I don't think I can break. I'm very fragile. So if I break, I don't know whether I can come back together. So I told God at a very young age, I said, God, you take care of me, can I? Just bring me to the right person and help me to identify the person who is after your own heart. I said, God, I want, just like David, a man who is after your own heart. He didn't hear this, of course. And I evaluate that based on that, and see if this person is going to edify me or subtract me. It's going to multiply my talents, my ability, or will this person subtract or divide me? Yeah. So if that person edifies, grows me, and is also strong in the Lord, that is a very strong candidate. And again, I'm maybe a little bit traditional, maybe. I felt that until I'm 21 and hopefully can earn my own money, then I begin dating, assuming that I'll be more mature by then. I may so many leng jai, so many good guys, so many capable, and and some people already taken already. Oh God, taken already. So how And so I said, okay, God, I'm just gonna trust you, and because I trust you, Lord, you take care of me. I don't want to worry. I've got so many worry, so many things to worry about at this young age. Study lah, parent lah, boyfriend lah, then career. What? So many. So just trusting God for me was something that anchored me. And so how do I know he is the right person? Coffee later. Yeah, tell
Coffee
you more
later.
stories.
Part 2.
No. But it's just really asking God and going through with that selection criteria for me was getting it right. It helps. I don't know whether that speaks to anyone.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting and really, really eye-opening, because like the point of like where you say you trust God, right? So it's more of like you're including God in your decision-making process, right? Sometimes we're just like, feeling, then we're like, I like, so I go together with this guy. But then I think what I really admire is like you ask God first, God, like, can or like, can I trust this guy? So I think that's a pretty interesting point for us to ponder about as well. Are we including God even in the aspect of this decision making as well? So yeah, thank you all. You're so wise. Maybe just a little one more question to throw in before we jump into the other topic, right? We're still on love and relationship right now. One question that we had also is how do you know that you're in a toxic relationship? Nowadays people always say like, oh, this person's toxic, that person's toxic, we cancel this, cancel that, but if you're in a relationship, right? How do you know if you're in a toxic one? Yeah. Anyone? Faith?
From a girl's perspective, to me lah, a toxic relationship is when you have to mother your boyfriend.
Oh.
Okay, don't do that. Baby, you eat already you no food I order for you lah. No. No, you let him get his own food. He's an adult, okay?
Yeah.
Don't like, so charm are you? Okay lah, I go buy medicine for you lah. No. Or even things like, let's say you go to uni, right? And you have a car. Your boyfriend don't have a car. Don't go and go Sunway pick him up lah, You stay in Charis, every day you go pick him up, man. Okay, sorry, got a bit salty. Yeah, I think we talk about toxic relationships a lot on social media these days, and one of the things that is red flag is when they gaslight you, when they don't listen to you. For me, one, like I say, I value healthy communication, right? So if the person can't communicate with me healthily, that's toxic. Because if you can't, if your partner or yourself can't express yourself, you'll constantly be butting heads. You'll constantly be against each other. Yeah, so those are just a few traits. And if he wants sex and then you say no, and then he try to touch you, leave the guy, okay?
No.
That's toxic.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Please
Thank you.
add.
Thank you, Faith. Any other wisdom to add before we jump into spiciness?
Okay, maybe I just say a bit lah. Like there's this Chinese saying 打是疼妈是爱, right?
What?
No, it doesn't work, okay?
Oh.
打是疼 meaning to say beat is love. What?
Beat is love.
Beat is love.
Beat is love.
Beat is love, then what? Scold also love.
Oh.
Yeah, so no such thing lah. I think lah. No, because I think this is the most toxic one lah. Yeah. If your house is constantly, both of you always scold each other and hit each other, and then when you have kids, I don't know, what do you all think? Yeah, so I think, I'll just leave it there.
Okay. Thank you. So I think, we got some pointers or some like maybe red flags to look out for as well. If some of you are wondering like, oh, people say toxic. I don't think it's toxic also. Now they say, you're like, oh, Yeah, so good to think through them as well. So we will jump back into, some other questions on relationships later if we have time as well. But now we want to talk about correct. We want to talk about sex. Okay? Guys, sex is not a bad word. Okay? It's not prohibited. You can say the word, even in church. Okay? Yes. Okay. So let's jump right into some of the questions that, all of y'all have been, not all, some of y'all have been asking on our Slido. The most common one to ask is it okay to have sex? Hello? Censor. Is it okay to have sex before marriage? In a Christian's perspective, why do you something is really happening. Yeah. So like all my leaders tell me, my uncle auntie tell me, you cannot have sex before marriage. Why? As a Christian. And we're talking about this in a Christian perspective because obviously we are in church lah, right? And we are coming from this point of view as well. So we want to respect that. So yeah, why? People always neck, cannot.
So, sex is designed actually by God, right? So in a biblical context, sex is that for reserved for married couples, right? So that's from the Bible, right? So what get twisted is in this world is, oh, everybody can do it anytime. If you love the person, it's done. But so if we are Christians, we this is, I think, is a command, or that's the given command in the Bible is reserved for couples, married couples, right? So that's that. So if that's a clear line, anything else is wrong. Yeah, that's in the Christian context. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm also asking those whatever that was asked on Slido, right? And then the lead up to that is because I see in other countries so many people also do, not only other countries, even Malaysia also so many, right? Then one of the question that was asked also, if the sex is focused on love and not on lust, is it still wrong? Let's hear. Any thoughts? So but it's still before marriage, yeah?
When I saw that question, I very twisted. It's in line with what we are talking about.
Yeah.
It's definitely red flag wrong. Because sex is designed by God for a married couple, right? So anything else, if it's love, so it's not love. It's very clear and very obvious, right? What's twisted is, again, what we now consider normal or outside Christian context. So you think that is normal, but it's not, right? Not in a Christian context. So very clear red flag for myself.
Maybe we hear also from you wanted to add?
Yeah. I think I have asked this question many times. If I love the guy, why can't I have sex with him, right?
Yeah.
But the truth is, if I, let's say, am in a relationship and he's a Christian, right? And we both have eternity in mind. We both want to go to heaven. We both want to meet with Jesus in eternity. If I have sex with him before marriage, I'm damning him to hell.
Yeah.
I'm causing him to stumble and causing him to lose his eternity lah. Not just I lose my eternity. So what does that mean? Does that mean I love him? No. The answer is no. Means I don't love him enough to have foresight to see beyond living on this earth, to see beyond now my lustful intentions or my desires, or even my desires to please him, cause happy right? But no, it's not just about the now. When you're in a relationship, you have to think like what they said just now. Does this person add to me? So if you have sex before marriage with your boyfriend, you're actually robbing him of his eternity with Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Thanks, Faith, for that comment. And to really say it outright, we think that by sacrificing our body and showing love, actually we are subtracting, we're robbing somebody. When you see it from a different frame, from a different light, then you will behave differently. I just want to add to say that sex is an expression of love. There are many ways to show love. Many. Sex is just one. And people see that as the ultimate expression of love. Reserved, as what Jason said, for the married couple. Now, if I can disclose, I don't know, this is the right space to disclose.
Safe space.
Safe.
Right. Safe, huh?
A bit shy to say this, but I think that sex is over glorious by the media, because as I enter into sex hall, I shall stop it there, huh? It is not as sparks, fireworks, It is not like that, You will soon discover it eventually as you journey that, but it's being glorious. And what ultimately stays, I feel, is that mature love, that I'm going to be there for you, thick and thin. And there are many ways to show love and commitment. It's just that the media has kind of make this really, really sexy, and you feel that we feel that we are left out for not doing it. We feel that we are not normal, among our friends to still be virgin as we enter into marriage. Was it a lot of self-control? Yes. Do I want to cross that line at that time? Sure. that moment, I shall not go into the details, but There is. We are all young. Our hormones are raging, and especially after you've so-called committed to each other in real time. And he asked my parents. I met his parents. So it's very secure. Will we still hold until the final line?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
don't
Actually-
get engaged too long.
Actually, adding on to that, we had a question as well.
Okay,
If we end up getting married anyway, you're already
Oh.
committed,
Okay, I'll leave it to
but
the
it's
guys.
still before wedding or before marriage. Is it still a sin?
Okay. Over to you, gentlemen. Yeah.
It's very tempting, but what I just remembered, what she said is, we are talking in a Christian context. The people who are trying to influence you, Hollywood is not Christian, or media, or the people who are forcing you or trying to influence you. So then I asked myself, okay, as a Christian, we want to uphold these values. And there's reasons for these values. You may not know it now or may not fully understand, but why we trust God, is that because that protects us from a lot of things going wrong. We get into that again in more detail, but why are we Christians? You go back to that basic thing. Why do I trust God? Why am I Christian? Because believing that will protect me from a lot of nonsense. Yeah.
Nonsense, huh?
Temptation,
lot.
yes. So there are a lot of reasons and situations that come. Even dating. Oh yeah, okay, we are dating and we are committed, and this is the one. But why not now? And so many opportunities. So we do things when we realize that. Then we for ourselves we put boundaries
Yeah.
on ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't cross that line.
Yeah.
Now, boundaries, if I may,
Yeah.
is different for everybody, right? Remember being in a youth camp, and one of the youth pastors say, some guys get turned on by holding hands with a girl. Some guys get turned on if the girl, it just gives you a hug, so your boundaries. And if you are dating lagi, those boundaries are very blurred sometimes. So that and try to avoid it.
Yeah.
I remember us traveling together also, right? We tried, I want to save money, book cheap hotel, one room, and then we are okay. After one time, we say 2 rooms. All right? Those are boundaries, right? Don't put yourself in a situation that you cannot control. Yeah. So that is that.
Wow. Such nuggets of gold. And thank you for opening up the topic on boundaries as well, which is exactly what we're gonna jump into right next as well. And I guess a lead up question to that also, and is quite related, is is it okay? And thank you for bringing up the whole trip thing as well. Is it okay if we just sleep? No need sex, but just sleep next to your partner. Is it? But it's before marriage. Is it still wrong? Yeah. So we had the question: Is it sinning? Is it sinning sleeping, not sex? Only sleep. They emphasize with your partner before marriage. So yeah, I think maybe Faith had. We wanted to dig some of Faith's experiences and stories as well. Maybe to ask, since you're not the only one here who is not married, right? In this panel,
Yeah,
do you
not
set
married.
boundaries in your relationship?
I've been in relationships where we sleep and it didn't end up just sleeping, okay? It won't be just sleeping, man. I tell you first. And you are a teenager, you're like so emotional and so like I want to cuddle ma. Cuddling is so nice and you feel the warmth of the person. But let's reserve that for marriage. If you can't control yourself, if you don't know your limits, don't go and test it lah, Don't go and like play with fire or like this is the line, right? You like go and tap. Don't do that. Just like if you really, to me lah, it still comes back to how deeply do you love the person and how much do you long to marry him or her, right? Do you want to love with weak love or do you want to love with mature love? I think a good boundary is, I would say, from singleness first lah. Don't use your laptop in your bed lah. if you can't have self-control in masturbation, you can't have self-control when you are in a relationship. You can't, for me, I even stopped listening to secular music because music really triggered me. There's so much of love, sex, drugs, money, all these worldly things in music. So I think at like 16, I totally stopped listening to love songs. And you really have to know your personal boundaries before stepping into a relationship and setting that relationship boundary. And the guy or the girl has to really respect and love you to understand why you have these personal boundaries and not to like tap into that. So like for me and Joe, he knows I don't listen to secular music. So when I'm in his car, he will play Christian music lah. You know, simple things like this. It's these things that make me feel super loved lah. Yeah, it makes me feel like he loves me enough to care for me this way. And that's what I pray for all of you lah. Yeah.
Wow. You're taking notes, huh? Good job. Yeah, thank you so much. I think that those are all really like, and I think we don't talk about this enough, especially in church, right? And you'll hear so much from outside, like, oh, can I have sex, but why? Right? And why do we need to set all these boundaries? And I think it's really just why play with fire, right? And it's so much of like God is setting these boundaries because he loves you. Right? Your mom say don't touch fire, and then you all go and purposely touch, right? Last time, then you're like, pain, then you all learn, no? Right? But why you want to go through the hard way as well? Any other thoughts in terms of boundaries?
Sorry, I would just want to add that all of you should learn your own why. You know, don't just hear from us like don't do this, don't do that, but discover the why for yourself. For me personally, it's because I believe that as Christians, we live our life. I'm trying to say worship as a lifestyle. My whole life is worship unto God. So every aspect of my life should be aligned to this value that I have, which is worship unto God. So that's my why. So what is your why? I think you really need to know. Then only you'll be concrete with your boundaries lah. If not, you'll be lalang like that. Anything also can. Yeah.
Good. Thank you, babe. And I think I saw Jason wanting to say, he hold the mic already. Any you look like you wanted to say something.
I think when it comes to boundaries and dating and all that, one thing leads to another. That's why don't play with fire is good. And so if you know this is gonna get us somewhere, just try to practice self-control. Fruit of the spirit. It's also good if you get a partner who is God honoring. Because if your partner or your boyfriend or girlfriend is not God honoring, they won't understand that. Like, why? And it's a challenge for the other party to break your stance. So be equally yoked, because that's the intention, that we find somebody who honors God, who loves God. And that is the biggest, I feel, ingredient in holding a marriage together. And I have friends, to say the least, who have, got into that, and premarital sex that leads to babies. And when I was in university, there was this scandal, of course. There was a baby being born in a toilet of a university. Bloodbath in a toilet. Bomba had to come. Nino. And I say, what's going on? I go, kebakaran. Bukan. Ada orang melahirkan bayi di tandas perempuan. I was like, whoa, okay. Because I don't want to know any further Malay, Chinese, or Indian, but that didn't matter. But that is reality. We are all human. We are all governed and controlled by hormones unless we control them. So that is traumatic to say the least. And then the after effect. Then we may at the side hand say, hey, you don't know about safe sex, man, But when you're at the heat of the moment, then you forget there's this thing called latex lah. So anyway, I shall not go into too much detail there. Over to you.
Well, thank you. And I think that's one of the questions that, was asked as well. Is it okay to be in a relationship with a non-Christian partner? And I think you put it very well, where if let's say, this person does not have the same beliefs as you, it's very hard for y'all to respect each other's, boundaries and understand, like the guy or the girl may not understand your why, So that's why I think that was a great point in why we always, encourage to be equally yoked as well. Okay, are you okay? Is it too much for y'all? Too much sex talk? No? Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe we lighten up a bit. Got one question asked. Do Christians pray before sex? Obviously, yeah, we can. Yeah, y'all can.
Never mind. I'm very willing to say answer this.
Ah.
Obviously, no. How do you have sex after praying? Have sex after praying. Yeah, after praying lah. After praying.
Correct.
How do you have sex after praying? Got wrong, man? Walao, your mind okay? You went to the dirty part of your mind. Yeah, no. I mean, for me, no lah. Like, I don't know how. Like, okay. Actually, got lah. But there is after marriage when we want to have babies. Yeah, because for us, after 4 years only we have babies. Yeah, so actually, so that's why like Jackie mentioned earlier. Just I don't know whether you all heard. She said, "Hey, when you have sex, it's not like what you see in the movie, like all the glitter, all the water shower or whatever lah. The flying of bed sheets and all that. No, sometimes yeah. So no, I'm just being
what
very,
movie you watching?
Whatever there's available.
Hollywood.
By Hollywood lah, yeah. So things like that lah, yeah. But no lah.
My marriage counselor says sex is like having a meal.
Oh.
Sometimes you got mama, okay? Sometimes it's a 9-course meal.
What?
So there's no one meal, right? Which is better. Sometimes I like char kway teow. Sometimes I like 9-course meal. So again, it varies.
So what's the answer? Is it yes or no? So got pray or don't pray? No. Yeah, but my
You thank the Lord Jesus. I'm gonna have my chao kway teow right now. I pray that it will remain as chao kway teow because today I really want to have chao kway teow. In Jesus' name we pray. Do you pray that? No, right?
The Bible says pray at all times, ma.
Yeah.
So when you are having the also praying, no, yeah, just joking. But I echo what Tommy said. Now, so after we got married, our first child came 7 years later.
wow.
So yes, we do pray before because the intention is to conceive. But in general, probably no need lah.
No time.
So long as no time.
No time.
Yeah. And I must say it's okay that it's okay and it's designed that married couples enjoy sex. It's something that's enjoyable, char kway teow or not, roti canai or not, yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the answers. I hope that one wake you up a little bit also. So yeah, you don't have to pray. You can if you want to, if that floats your boat. Okay. Okay. So that's actually all the questions that we sort of like wanted to discuss about, and I know we still have some time. So we get to some of the other questions that have been sent in that were not asked earlier as well, and we will go by like relationship and then like maybe some of the Christian things also, yeah, because we are church, Okay, so one of the question was asked, right? What is, and then anybody feel free to answer, okay? What is the difference between love and like? Sometimes a person may like someone and can sometimes mistake it as love. How to differentiate it? What is like and love? Or is it just words?
For me, again, love is a lot of things. right? Like is like, I like ice cream, you know. I also love chocolate ice cream, but again, the context is very different. So we use the word very casually, but it means very different, right? The weight of love is something else. And if you don't get that, maybe you're not mature enough, right? If you use the word love, I love this car, I love ice cream, it's a different thing than I love this relationship, I love God, you know. So like is very casual, right? Love is something else.
It's like level 1, level 2.
Yeah, I think I want to continue what Jason mentioned. So like for me, it's like there's no commitment, there's no sacrifice involved. But if you love something or someone, definitely there will be a commitment and sacrifice. Like let's say just now Faith mentioned something like, oh, I won't go all the way to Sunway to, you know, marry the person. For me,
Every day.
Every day, okay. For me, I went to Johor Bahru to fetch my wife. When she told me that she was very sad. She was actually okay. I'm not trying to like I say again. Just take it as a reference. So she was like having a very hard time. She was accompanist. She plays the piano. So she's the accompaniment for a violinist. So then things didn't go that too well, and then she was very sad lah. She took the bus down. So when I heard that, that time no Ezra yet. So that's why I can if.
Ezra is his son,
if
by
got
the way.
Ezra also can one, then I just chuck Ezra to my parents' place or something like that. Yeah. But because of that, actually our relationship like become like another level already. It's like her trust level towards me. When she sacrificed, because I also did my I have my fair share of sacrifice and commitment. Then it's like, but her side also increases because, you know, I brought it to another level. So it takes two hands to clap lah. You know, that kind of thing. So I think love is, yeah, like if I like char kway teow, maybe, sorry, I always take turn because we are at the char kway teow topic, I haven't got it out of my head. I like char kway teow, but if today all the this char kway teow shop not open, then I can do without. Tomorrow I eat char kway teow. But if I love char kway teow, right, I may even drive to Penang to have that plate of char kway teow. Yeah. So yeah, it takes for me. Okay, maybe I should stop about char kway teow, right? But yeah, but love, I think to end it up is love will require sacrifice and commitment. Yeah.
We all know what we're having for lunch later. But yeah, wow, love is sacrifice. Love is not equal sex. Love is sacrifice. Wow, okay. We keep going, yeah? Got a few questions. This one, hello? Okay. This one a bit interesting also, huh? What if your parents don't agree with the relationship, but you love that person? How? Parents?
Tai Chi banyak pandai, huh? That's the tough one, huh? You got to weigh between this and family. I got no solid answer, lah. Yeah, it depends on a lot of things, but when I got to know her parents, I think the dad think I was a drug addict, you know. This skinny guy and this guy chasing my daughter. So I think for her part, you know, to trust that I'm not one, to trust that I love her enough. So there is always tension. There's a little bit of tension, but I wouldn't discount family. It's always to deal in absolute is being a sin. You know, no family. I choose the guy or the girl, or you know, I don't want the guy or the girl. I choose family. So dealing in absolutes is nuts, right? There's always a tension,
Balance.
and you've got to find that balance. Yeah.
Wow. Got it? It's a balance. Okay. Next. Oh, you want to add? Yes.
Just maybe as a parent, actually,
Yes.
maybe as a parent, I think it's awesome to have the blessing of a parent. I love to bless my kids. I desire my parents to bless our wedding, and you know, so like what he said, try to work out that what is holding them back, what is holding the parents back. However, if the parents is value system is somewhere else, or they have, want to matchmake you with some chaebol from Korea.
Chaebol.
It means a rich guy in Korea, or you are being matchmake and whatsoever. Then those are really a lot of layers. You have to go through the layers yourself. But in general, if a parents were to stop, there must be certain things that they see, and we may need to communicate and kind of work through that with them, and you need a bit of time to prove it. That's all. Yeah. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you for wise insights. Sometimes, at home we may not talk about all these things, being like, I don't know, Asian families, right? But we got them here to speak what our parents may not have spoken to us about. So, yeah. This one maybe I want to get Faith to answer. What to do if boys like you, but you don't like them?
You unfollow them on Instagram. You block them. I'm kidding. You respond in a way that is very graceful. You say, thank you for showing interest in me. I really appreciate it. But however, I don't see you that way. Or maybe you don't see that. Give your reason why you don't think that you guys will be good together. Because I'm sure that if a guy come and tell you, hey, I like you, you won't like, walk away. Don't do that Like actually think through it.
Yeah.
Maybe then you will start to learn what you actually like or what you don't like in a person. So then, don't just push it aside. If they reach out to you on DMs, just don't lie, okay? They have to come approach you in person. Yeah. Okay. It's so bad.
What if it's the other way around? It happens, right? So the girls, because we always think like guys only chase, but sometimes girls will also go and like the guy.
Yeah,
but what if the guy don't like the girl back?
Yeah, I think in the first thing when you think about liking, when you like someone, right, is to get your friend along on the journey or your leader. Like you tell your leader, hey, I'm interested in this person. What do you think of this person? Do you think we are ready for a relationship? Do you think I should pursue this person? Like start conversations with people who are wiser than you. Then maybe test and see, if you don't like him, if he or she don't like you back, then maybe no lor. Then just move forward lor. Unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, a lead up question, and this is not in the thing, but like maybe some of y'all would have experienced it, like, and I don't know if y'all have experienced it. So how do you get over someone who don't like you, or like a breakup, or how do you? So then, Tommy, you mentioned. Sorry.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah. Tommy, you mentioned that you've been through a few, right? So then you were hurt a lot. But how do you get? Sorry.
Right, love songs.
Yeah. Right, love song. Yeah, how do you get over it? And I'm not sure, some of you are curious, right? Like, we have experienced it.
For me, actually, leading to this day also, I also was contemplating whether I want to share or not, this kind of thing. It was not a very, very, very pleasant experiences, but to be told also, actually, one of it actually pushed me to wanted to commit suicide, even to that point. Yeah. So these don't just happen to girls, So girls, sorry, I'm not trying to generalize anybody, but there are good guys outside there. I'm not saying I'm a very good guy, but there are really genuinely really good guys out there, and don't break their heart, because I've seen one of my friend who got really heartbroken, and he just turned 180 degrees change, like literally changed to another person, and no turning back already. Yeah. So, and wow, it was really bad. Thank God there was only one time I wanted to commit suicide. Yeah. So the other times was like just very sad and just couldn't brain the so-called excuses the other girl gave, that we want to break up, like things like, I mean, like really, really seriously, if you don't mean what you say, it's better not to say it. I know that communication is good, But if you really don't mean what you say, seriously, just, yep. So, how to get a bit, for me is I really swim because I love swimming. So you have to have some way to put it out. Thank God I found swimming. Imagine I found other things. Imagine my scope of friends are different. I don't need to elaborate on that, right? Yeah, I can just go one way and then there are so many kind of platforms to release. And I really, really thank God. I seriously thank God I got a very lame platform, which is just swim it out. Yeah, seriously, just swim it out. Seriously. There are so many things I could have done, and I thank God. If I could have done the other things, I don't think I'll be here. Maybe I'll be here, but maybe I will not be here as well.
Wow. Yeah, we're being very real, guys. So yeah, it's not only girls, although girls in the movies are all girls one. Yeah, but yeah, Hollywood, like Jason said, it's not as it seems. Thank you for sharing that as well. We have another question on relationships, and this I say maybe our topic need to add the relationship word there, because we got a lot of questions on relationships, right? And this one is very interesting because if let's say you are already together, right? Like you're a couple, are there any friendship boundaries with the opposite sex? For example, Faith and Jojo, right? Let's say, for example, Jojo need to have boundaries with his other friends who are girls, or vice versa. Or, any thoughts? Or Faith, you want to share?
For us, we communicate what is our expectation on both sides. I think boundaries are definitely necessary when you have opposite gender friends. And I have a lot of opposite gender good friends like Manhe or Jenren. So when I got into a relationship with Joe, it was a big adjustment for me because I had to sacrifice my hangout time with my guy friends. And I miss all my guy friends. But then I think I said this to someone recently, but this boundary can be now. Like last time I used to go eat lunch with one-on-one with my guy friends. But now I make sure that I have my other friends there with us. Doesn't mean that the time we spend is less quality. It's still good quality. Depends what you talk. And also, for me personally, I don't text them or update them actively about my life lah. I mean, if there's anything that I need, I know my good friends are still there for me. I know that my good friends will always care for me. And if anything, they will come and beat Joe up. But I think it's very, very necessary. But even it's more necessary to ask your partner, like, what do you expect? Now we're in a relationship. What do you expect the boundary is? And don't double standard lah. If you have this boundary for him, you should also apply it to your life lah. Don't like, why you text girl, I jealous, but then you have guy best friends,
So good. I think it's very important, and sometimes all these things, it's all these little things that will, like what Tommy or Jason said, like just sweep under the carpet, and then suddenly boom, right? Yeah. So then all these unresolved things as well. So I'm not sure if any of you have any thoughts while you were dating.
I want to put him on the spot.
Caution.
I don't have any guy friends, so he's quite safe with me in that sense, But he has a lot of girlfriends. I know, right? He would bake cakes for people. That was before. So the moment when we first started, I was like, okay, so where are we right now?
Yeah.
You never bake cake for me, Paul. So he eventually he knew that I mentioned to him. So make it obvious and say it out. You
Yeah.
say. Now he's breathing.
I tell you what I remember about that.
Pastor.
The clear sign is when my mom said, "Stop it."
Oh.
So
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you.
so guys sometimes are not so sengmok.
Sing
Not so, they're quite blur in what they do, right? So I have a lot of friends, and like
Your
what
friends.
Faith is saying, some of them are guys, some of them are girls, right? But when you are in a relationship already, so again, that conversation needs to happen, and sometimes you don't know or don't realize, right? Until someone else tells you, hey, you're in a relationship already, you cannot do certain things, right? And if that's a deal breaker for you, then different lah, But if you love the person enough, then you make some changes.
Yeah.
Then you don't do certain things that you used to do, and move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to add a bit of perspective to that, it doesn't mean that he cannot talk to any girls.
Yeah.
In a lot of places that we go, because we are leaders and we, he leads on certain things. We are very different people if you know us. We are very different people. So he has his circle of friends, I have my circle of friends. And so wherever we go, we tend to like separate, we do our own thing, and then we come back together. So there's no like, oh, because you are my boyfriend now, you cannot talk to people. And he did not also put an unreasonable restriction on the way I carry myself, tie my hair, or wear my clothes.
Yeah.
But we behave ourselves in the right manner. And I think that is important, that we have our own circle of friends and we carry ourselves honorably and respectfully about each other. What and how does that look like? Both of you have got to discuss.
Yeah.
So I think that's healthy. You are in a relationship with a person, but you don't block out the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do that, something is wrong lah.
Yeah.
Right? But again, boundaries.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to bring up emotional boundaries. When you are in a relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend, don't go and like vent or like, you see lah, where if your boyfriend is uncomfortable or your girlfriend is uncomfortable with you venting or releasing steam to your opposite sex best friend, then don't do it. Have the emotional boundary. Don't be reliant on your opposite sex best friend, because that's not the purpose of. Then you in a relationship for what? Of course, maybe then your partner cannot hear you the same way, but then teach them lah. Tell them, I appreciate if I tell you this and this is how you can respond. Give them options, and also like, you never know like what the opposite, your best friend may feel, or your friend even. They may have feelings for you. Sooner or later, they develop feelings for you, and then you just hurt everyone lah. You hurt your friend, you hurt your boyfriend, guy friend, partner. So just keep that emotional boundary. Be aware, be sengmok a bit lah. If you are in a relationship, surely things has to change. You can't keep all your friendships the same way. Things will change 100%.
Yeah. And I think to add on to that, from the other person's perspective, if you are that friend, right? So because I have a lot of guy friends as well who I'm like really close to, and when they start having partners, I think the key word here is sengmok. Like being aware that hey, now it's not like your pangkat turun or your status become secondary. Yes, it becomes secondary. But then, I think as that friend, I think you also need to respect your friend's relationship, and really set your boundaries between you and that friend as well. Oh, no battery. It's okay lah. Finishing already. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's very, very important. Either way as well. So thank you for sharing that. I think that would wrap up today's panel discussion as well. I think I hope it was a really insightful and good session for all of you. I think personally, things that really stood out to me was like God created love and sex and relationships to be so special, right? To be so intimate. And it's not because he purposely want to put these laws on us, but he loves us so much that he wants to protect us, and don't play with fire if you don't need to, right? And then I think the other thing is really to include God in your relationship and to know why you are doing the things that you do. So I think, hopefully this panel discussion challenges all of us and all of you to think through what you want and why you want them. And I hope it was a fruitful one for all of you as well. Thank you once again, Jackie, Jason, Tommy, Faith, for sharing. And I think, all of them have also graciously offered their emails and also their Instagram if you want to check in with them, if you want to ask them. No, not check in. I mean, if y'all want to, ask more questions that y'all maybe didn't really get to ask, y'all can, send them an email or a DM for Faith as well. And then they'll try their best to get back to you. Okay? Thank you once again, everybody. Thank you for the panel today. And I think I'll pass the time to Ivan.